Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the ZX Spectrum, and we're looking at a game called a City Bomber. That says City Bomb there, but anyway, the game was either called Bomber or City Bomber. I think it got released twice, but it's published by LLamasoft and written by Jeff Minter. You might have heard of him. Originally came out on the 16K, but I'm playing it on the 48K. It's based on a game that came out on the VIC-20 called Blitz, where you control a plane, where you quite loosely control the plane as we select our level here. Slowly goes down the screen. It's quite basic, but you must bomb the hell out of some city because the plane gets gradually lower, and if you bump into any of the skyscrapers then you will die. It will soon become apparent. So here we go. This plane going across, as I told you, it is quite basic, 1982 remember. The only controls I've got of this is fire button to release the bomb. You can't release two bombs at the same time, and as you can see, when the bomb hits the building, it either reduces it to nothing or reduces its size. Now the plane is already getting lower and lower. I haven't seen this running on the VIC-20 as the name Blitz, but there's quite a few different versions of this one. This one is City Bomber. Hooray! Good stuff. Now, did you have this one back in the day? You might have had it as one of your first ones if you had a 16K computer. Right. Boom. It's a sort of game now which I think I might be able to program this in. Right. Beep, 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 beep. So this is level 1, skill level 1. It is quite addictive actually. Some of these buildings got flags on, I don't know why. So it's nothing like blitzing the hell out of an unknown city for reasons unknown. Maybe we couldn't find any runway to land the plane, but we'll gradually run out of fuel I suppose, and that's why the plane is getting lower. Well, you can't analyse this too much. In a time where they're making films out of various computer games, I don't think they'll make one out of City Bomber, because it's not very PC now just to bomb some city. Ooh the people, ooh the people, whoa my god the people. Right, I'm actually going to do this here. Now, apologies, there hasn't been too much going up on the channel in the last week, but the channel is still alive, it's still pushing on. Quite a lot of stuff happening at work at the moment in terms of training and all that stuff. But here we go with City Bomber. It's the one you've been waiting for, is it? I don't know. Early 80s, my favourite era of gaming. You'll never see an era like this ever again. Right, okay, so we just got stumps here. That's that one done. Come on, shoot it. You have to time your bombs quite perfect here. Maybe with the front of the plane as you go over. There we go. Right, I haven't got too much chances here. I've got to do it this time or it's curtains. 1, 2, good. Excellent. What's our reward when this plane lands? Get ready for it. Here we go. Llama power. Never, never, never shall be slain. Apart from on the next level, maybe. I do like a good llama. LLamasoft. Jeff Minter, he wrote quite a lot of games. Has quite a lot of fans as well. So now, level 2. As you can see, the skyscrapers are a little bit higher. They're jam-packed together. The plane seems to be going at the same speed. If you stop firing, the plane will speed up, so don't do that. Try and pick out, if you can, the highest buildings, because that's the ones you got least time to get, obviously, and the plane will crash into first. Now, you'll see me quite missing a few. Every bomb's got to count, really. Once I die here, which I'm presuming I will do, I'll put it on the most difficult level so you can see what the most trickiest challenge is. But can you imagine, as a kid, under the age of 10, probably, playing this forever? That's what gaming was all about back then. This was the cutting edge technology. Suddenly you had this in your living room and you were living in the future. It was 8-bit. Surely technology couldn't get any better than this. Could it? I don't know. I think time told. It did get a little bit better. But, you know, you can't beat nostalgia. This nice little era, which I love to travel backward in time. There's certain things that connect you to, or teleport you back to the 80s and other eras of your choice. And computer games is one. Another big one is music. Nick, I almost forgot that. I'm getting old. Another one is music. And strangely enough, smells also. Sometimes you might smell a fragrance or something like that you haven't smelt since childhood, and it will take you right back. I get that with freshly cut grass for some reason, and that's grass, not the drug. Oops, oh dear, I'm going to bash into that building. Here we go. This is looking Doomsville to me. Here we go. Kaboomer. Boop. Yeah, so that's game over. You only get one life. As soon as you crash, you are dead. Why does that say City Bomb? I'm sure this is called City Bomber. Anyway, I used to have a bomber jacket. Did I? I don't know. They're those ones with the furry hoods that you turn inside out. Now, this is the most difficultest level, and there's a lot of bombing required here. People that live in those buildings, I hope they've got a working lift. But anyway, they're getting bombed now. As I say, there's lots of different versions of this game. I think this is the best one, believe it or not. There are others. Might come to one in the future. At random, here we go. When games are suggested, I tend to write them down. I can't remember if this is coming from a suggestion or not. If it did, then thank you very much. We've covered quite a lot of Spectrum games now. Next stop will be a little way off at the moment. Next stop will be 500 games. Once we get to the next multiple of 50, I will do a roundup of all of them. Check out the reviewed games. Well, that's closed. Check out the reviewed games so far playlist. That shows you all the games in batches of 50. What we've done. It's a nice little rundown, all in a row, of games that we've covered, and it's a bit of a nostalgia fest here. I mean, yeah, boom. There's 4 buildings there that I couldn't get past. Boop. I don't know what a llama's got to do with it. How did they come up with LLamasoft? Right, okay, let's do some sort of like in the middle here somewhere. One, well, I don't know, 3. There we go. So it's like midway between the two. Midway between easy and difficult. Get your ears on, or your bombs on. I don't know what type of plane this was. I'm pushing it now, but it would have been a nice touch to choose different types of planes. The gameplay would have worked exactly the same, so it wouldn't have made too much of a difference, but that would have been a nice thing to do. Or maybe the colour of your plane. They could have done that without using too much memory. As I said before, this is designed for the 16K Spectrum, but this is being emulated, I should say, on a 48K. The animation isn't really that smooth, but don't blame it for that. It's sort of like what you'd expect of an era. Has this game been remade in the future? I didn't look that up. Maybe not. If you had this one back in the day, let me know. I'm sure versions of it come out on quite a lot of things. I seem to remember it as a kid, although I don't think I played particularly this version. Maybe I played it around a friend's house or one of those dodgy tapes from the school playground. But I don't recall this one at all, but I do remember the gameplay quite well. Maybe played it on some sort of BBC Micro round a friend's house, perhaps. Oh, the memories fade. I will smell something later on that was round his house or something like that, and the memories will come flooding back. Right, that's that one taken care of. Take that down. Take that down. Right, I'm not doing too badly on this mid-level. I do sense that Doom is coming up quite shortly, though. That's well timed. Right, okay, so I've got to take out 3 here. I'm dead. That's 1, 2. Oh dear, I'm going to crash into that white building now, aren't I? So you can see your impending doom, and it's kaboomo, or whatever that said. Now, this isn't one for if you suffer from fits here. A few games do this, where it flashes through the colours, so remember to blink. You know, it could set you into a fit. It's got instructions as well, but you might go blind trying to read them. But you don't really need to read the instructions. You go straight into it, and like any old good retro game, it's very obvious what you need to do. I think these colours of the buildings are random. Looking at it, got white, green, yellow, cyan, and good old magenta. High score in the top right, points in the top left. Right. Just keep going, plane. Keep going. It's yes. It's I don't think bombs sounded like this. I remember I wasn't alive, of course. I remember films of World War II. When the bombs fell down, they sounded like a whistling noise, gradually getting louder and louder. They didn't do this nice gentle noise. It sounds a little bit like, doesn't it? It sounds a little bit like Manic Miner, when Miner Willie jumps over stuff or just drops gently off a ledge or something. Yes, definitely. Now, this is I seem to have got the first few levels mastered, but as soon as it goes up into anything else, I mean, the controls really aren't really that responsive, to be honest with you. But once you get the timing right, it gets a little bit easier. But hasn't aged particularly well, one would say. Not any variety in there at all. It's just pressing one button, but you can press whatever button you want. And that's good enough. If you're on joystick, it's fire button or any direction on the joystick. I'm just using the keyboard, and I'm just mindlessly pressing the button, really. I'm carpet bombing, but as you get further down, you do need to concentrate on the larger buildings, and that's pretty much all I can say, really. Yes, good old ZX Spectrum. The games keep coming, and I think it's impossible. I mean, I've been reviewing games now for, well, over 5 years, but it's impossible, I think, to actually review everything ever. So you still might have your favourite games I'm yet to come to, but that's just the way it is. If that isn't a cue for a song, I don't know what isn't. That's just the way it is. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Was that in 1982? Probably later, but it's good. So, I'll shut my gob in a minute because we've got fantastic music. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. And that's another city bombed flat. We won't worry about the residents there. We'll just pretend they're all evil people. Maybe it's an alien skyscraper, something like that. So we won't go much further. You saw all the gameplay pretty quickly, one has to say. You know what this one's about. So if anyone mentions to you the word bomber, city bomb or city bomber, you'll know what this is, what the game is. City break, well, you wouldn't want to break here if a plane's flying across. The plane just scrolls from one side and then appears on the next side, just going one line down each time. A bit like a cursor, perhaps. It doesn't flow in different directions. And that's it, Jack. Oh no, don't say Jack, that reminds you of Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh, I sound a bit like Popeye then. I don't think Popeye would play this. He's more of a... he would like your seafaring games, like Worst Things Happen at Sea, Booty maybe. And that reminds me, there are some Popeye games I haven't covered yet on the channel. I think there might be 3 Popeye games, is there? If you know, let me know about that as well. It's all about sharing the information, keeping it nice and friendly, and reliving memories and all that sort of stuff. There'll be no swearing on the channel, so if you want to introduce your kids to retro gaming, what it's all about, you can pretty be safe. You can be 100% safe that this is a family-friendly channel. Hooray! Great stuff. There we go. Hardcore. I know the score, sort of. Do I? No. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time, and it's quite apparent. Gameplay is variable, but there we're doomed again. So we will leave it there. I hope you liked having a look at that one, and that was City Bomber on the ZX Spectrum, published by LLamasoft in 1982. And I don't mind that game. It's a bit of a nostalgia fest. I think it's pretty good for the era. I would have enjoyed it as a kid. Now, if you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro or Spectrum, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. A big thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel so far, helping the numbers grow. It is really appreciated. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.